Warcraft, Orcs, and Humans is a 1994 RTS game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. The game introduced innovations in its mission design and gameplay elements. The game plays in a medieval setting with fantasy elements. Warcraft II, Tides of Darkness was released in 1995. In Warcraft, to one side represents the human inhabitants of Lord Draenor and allied races, and the other controls the invading Orcs. In their allied races, each side tries to destroy the other by collecting resources and creating an army. Warcraft II, Beyond the Dark Portal, is an expansion pack to Warcraft II. The expansion adds to new campaigns and several multiplayer maps. The expansion also adds a new Swan tile set for the world of Draenor. Warcraft III, Reign of Chaos, is a 2000 to high fantasy real-time strategy computer video game. Warcraft III is set several years after the events of Warcraft II, and tells the story of the Burning Legion's attempt to conquer the fictional world of Azeroth with the help of an army of the undead. Warcraft III, The Frozen Throne is an expansion pack to Warcraft III. The Frozen Throne builds upon the story of Reign of Chaos and depicts the events after the main game's conclusion. The single player unfolds from the perspective of two new protagonists. World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game released in 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment. Set in the Warcraft fantasy universe, World of Warcraft takes place within the world of Azeroth approximately 4 years after the events of the previous game. World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade was released in 2007. Two new playable races were added to World of Warcraft in the Burning Crusade: the Draenor of the Alliance and the Blood Elves of the Horde. The level cap was raised by 10, making it 70. World of Warcraft: Wrath of the Lich King was released in 2008. The game added the new continent of Northrend, home of the Lich King Arthas and his undead minions. World of Warcraft Cataclysm was released in 2010. The game's two main continents, Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, were redesigned with a changed landscape, including flooded areas and lava canals, and some new areas. 10 new dungeons and 5 new raids. World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria was released in 2012. Mists of Pandaria raised the existing level cap from level 85 to 90. It introduced a new character class, the Monk, along with a new playable race, the Pandaren. Heartstone is a 2014 free-to-play online digital collectible card game. Hearthstone builds upon the existing lore of the Warcraft series by using the same elements, characters, and relics. The game features several modes of play, including casual and ranked matches. World of Warcraft: Warriors of Draenor was released in 2014. The expansion raised the existing level cap from 90 to 100 and introduced player-built, upgradable garrisons. Most of the player models were updated to have more detailed textures, animations. World of Warcraft Legion was released in 2016. The expansion raises the existing level cap from 100 to 110. Features artifact weapons for each class's specializations. Includes a new area on Azeroth called the Broken Isles. World of Warcraft: Battle for Azeroth was released in 2018. In addition to raising the level cap from 110 to 120, the expansion introduces the Kultiras and Zandalar continents, and for races for both the Alliance and the Horde. World of Warcraft Classic was released in 2019. Running alongside the main version of the game, Classic recreates World of Warcraft. Classic allows players to relive the original experience, albeit some modern interface. Warcraft III Reforged is a remastered edition of the game 2002. It adds revamped graphics, new campaign gameplay settings on release. The game was review-bombed by users on Metacritic, temporarily becoming the lowest score ever for a Blizzard game. World of Warcraft Shadowlands was released in 2020. The expansion opens up the Shadowlands, the realm of the dead in Warcraft lore. It features the game's first level squish and a completely overhauled leveling system. World of Warcraft. The Burning Crusade Classic was released in 2020. In March 2020, Blizzard sent out a survey to Classic players gauging their interest in a classic Burning Crusade game. World of Warcraft. The Wrath of the Lich King Classic was released in 2022. The developers announced a strategy of minimal changes, seeking to reproduce the feeling of the game's original. Warcraft Rumble is a free-to-play mobile action strategy game announced by Blizzard Entertainment on the 3rd of May 2022, where players build armies with their heroes and villains from Warcraft and battle it out in scenarios designed to test their tactical wits. World of Warcraft Dragonflight was released in 2022. Dragonflight includes a new playable race, the Drakther, and a new class, the Evoker. Also features a revamp of the user interface and talent tree systems with 2 tree branches. The game introduced a new feature called World of Warcraft. The War Within is the 10th expansion to the massively multiplayer online role-playing game World of Warcraft, unveiled on November 3rd, 2023 at BlizzCon 2023, and the first expansion to be included in the World Soul. The new maximum level in the War Within will be 80th. A new allied race of Earth Dwarves available for both factions. Burrowing will be new content similar to Torghast, Fronts, and Island Expeditions.
I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
Dragon Riding.